Welcome back to the Lewis Basketball Channel. Welcome back to my channel, man. I am back with another banger with yet another video. In this segment, we are going to do part two, again, crossing platforms from first things first all the way to first take, talking about the Rockets and the Warriors officiating in game one in the game and what to expect for tonight in game two. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready, grab some snacks, and enjoy again. We are going to hear Stephen A., the annoying Molly Qerim, who never does her job as a moderator, always feeling like she has to put her input and never letting these guys make their points. That's why I'd rather have Will Kane in there, and it's not because of, again, it's a gender thing. If Molly would just be quiet as a moderator and know when to talk, I wouldn't have a problem, but she's annoying. And it's like, it's nothing personal. I'm just saying she gets really annoying on first take. And Max Kellerman, the the LeBron apologist, and Stephen A., Mr. Flip-Flopping Narrative, who got mad that LeBron James called him on his fake news, which I will do a video on that because I'm going to love this too. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, grab some snacks and enjoy.
You are the person that has simply said James Harden has to make those shots. I believe in James Harden. I believe that he will. I think he's going to have a damn big game tonight. I damn sure.
Here's the thing. James Harden is capable of having big games. But if he stopped relying on the referees and not worry about that and just focus on playing basketball and focusing on executing the plays that they need to make, taking advantage of opportunities that Golden State gives them, there's no question that I could believe in James Harden, CP3, and the rest of the Houston Rockets to beat the Golden State Warriors in game two because they're very capable, ladies and gentlemen. The Rockets challenged the Warriors last year and took them to the limit. And this was without CP3 after he got injured in game five. Okay? So I've never said that Houston doesn't have a chance. I'm just saying if they don't stop their antics and what they're trying to do, they're not going to beat Golden State. And it's going to say, well, you could say that you've had the better team the last 2 years, but you come up with the same results. It ain't what Golden State's doing. It's what you're doing.
Believe in CP3 and the rest of the Houston Rockets. I don't believe they're going to beat Golden State, but that's because I think Golden State is all world. It's not to sit up there and throw shade on the Houston Rockets. They are a sensational team from Daryl Morey to Mike D'Antoni to the players. They deserve our profound respect. But right now, these guys, the Golden State Warriors.
I'll show the Rockets respect when they beat the Warriors, when not trying to focus on, not trying to try to play them and beat them with whistles. When they don't try to not beat them with whistles, because listen, if you're aggressive, you're going to get the call. Sometimes it doesn't happen at home, and sometimes it doesn't happen on the road, just depending. Because it's about matchups. But with the Rockets, they're very capable of beating the Warriors, again. Like I said, it's all about, again, just focus on trying to win the game and try to execute in the right way. You focus on that, you have a legitimate shot of beating Golden State. There's no question about it.
Are in their head, and they're too busy focused on the officiating as opposed to making.
So see, Chris Carter on First Things First said it, and Stephen A. is saying it right now. And Max Kellerman actually has said it yesterday. They're too focused on the referees. The same thing that I've been saying too.
Shots and getting on the court and saying no matter what the circumstances are, we're going to handle our business against the two-time reigning defending NBA champions. We are tired of seeing them on the top of that perch. We want to knock them off, and we.
Here's the thing. You're tired of them too, honestly, because you want Kevin Durant to join LeBron James in LA so it could look nice to give you a reason to go to LA because it's so nice. Because you're all about them honeys, right, Stephen A? Because the NBA Finals look so good in the state of California, in Los Angeles, right? Or when we go to, the finals just look so good when we go down to East Coast LA, as I like to call it, in Miami and South Beach. But who said the NBA Finals has to be in Cleveland? Huh?
We are committed to taking them out. Don't look for help from the official. Max, you'd love this. It's like a boxer sitting in the ring pointing to the referee all the damn time while somebody punching them in the face. Excuse me, they punch you in the face. Hit them back. Because if you don't hit them back, you gon'.
Let's look at it. It's like a heavyweight championship bout, man. You're going to be on the defensive and let Golden State just hit you, or are you going to hit them right back? That's the question we're asking ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. So if the Houston Rockets, you got punched in the mouth. Golden State really didn't give you their best shot. They were throwing more so jabs than they were punches. So your job is now punch them back and punch them in a way where they're not going to get up in this round. So round one belongs to Golden State. Round two, you better bring it.
Fall. It's just that simple with the Houston Rockets, and they need to recognize that. I don't have a problem with the Houston Rockets complaining about the officials. Am I annoyed by it? Yes. But I don't have a problem with that per se. I do have a problem
with James Harden being so concerned with getting the call that he's not concentrating on hitting the shot. Right? I do
Another ESPN pundit says the same thing that I've been saying.
agree that the Rockets need to be more concerned about hitting the shots than getting the calls. But why do they even do that? Because Harden's almost a 90% free throw shooter, right? So if he shoots under 40% from three, you have an under 40% chance to get any points at all. And if you get them, it's 3 points. But if you're shooting 90% from the line, then you're 90% likely to at least get a point. You're 80% likely to get 2 points, and you're 70% likely to get 3. 9 times 9 times 9, right? So it makes sense from an analytics point of view to try to get to the line, but not if it means if that means that now you're looking for the officials to bail you out of a missed shot, that's going to be a mistake, and I applaud the officials for calling the game that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it once again. First half, definitely foul calls that should have been going on Klay Thompson. Second half, there shouldn't have been any. I'm glad the referee swallowed their whistle. I'm glad. People want to misconstrue. People want to say, again, James Harden, the foul on Draymond Green, that was not a foul on Draymond Green. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep asking this question, and I'm going to murk it to the death of it. How do you jump forward on a step back?
Harden, you're trying to make it so that right there, that he's not giving you a place to land. You have a place to land. You choose to land under your defender.
What did Draymond say? If a guy decides to lunge forward on a three-point shot, talking about taking away my defensive contest area when he got away from his landing spot, that's on you. Say it again, just like I did in part one.
Draymond Green in that case. Not going to give you that. Good for you. Good for you, refs. Harden, hit your shot. Don't worry about the other stuff. But in terms of just the complaints,
James Harden, stop trying to fold yourself like you're some Galaxy Fold smartphone and worry about going straight up and finishing the damn shot to make it. You're a volume shooter, but you're a good shooter.
Stephen A., I want to show you this Henry Abdul from True Hoop yesterday, okay? Because he brings up a good point. Who are the people complaining? Two of the smartest people in the NBA, Steve Kerr and Daryl Morey, evidently believe courting the media and public sentiment is worth their time. I remember from my childhood, who used to play against the Knicks all the time, the coach that used to manipulate public opinion this way through the media about the refs better than anyone was Phil Jackson.
And let me say this, Phil Jackson not only would manipulate in terms of the referees of the media, but he would also do it with players and teams historically. So Max is right about that one.
Jackson would always take shots at the refs and the media if the refs did this. And I always felt as a Knicks fan watching like, damn, that really does give them an advantage. The Rockets are not as good as the Warriors. In order to win, they need to make sure that every little I is dotted and T is crossed, that every detail is paid attention to. So
in other words, Max, what you're saying is that the Houston Rockets are trying to win a championship at the free throw line, and they can't do it that way. I agree, sir.
Notice that the refs are erring in the other direction. They got to call attention to it.
In other words, adjust. The refs are going to adjust. You know the Warriors are going to adjust. You need to adjust as well.
That evens out. They got to do it.
Max, I got a text from somebody in the NBA.
Another source.
They said, we were regularly getting questions from teams about late game plays. They wanted us to acknowledge mistakes if they were made. So we would put releases out from time to time to acknowledge a late game mistake. But that just created more requests from the teams. And it was unfair to our refs because we pretty much only commented on their mistakes, not on the teams. So we created a bright line of the last 2 minutes to comment on all calls. That way there could be no lobbying from teams.
In other words, when you make a mistake, but you blame somebody else for your mistake, that's what the Rockets did in Game 1. The refs made a mistake, but they try to put the onus on the refs, but not realizing that they themselves cost themselves the game against the Golden State Warriors, along with the refs. So, as Max Kellerman said, they need to pay attention to detail for tonight's game in Game 2.
Would acknowledge mistakes, but also show how fantastic our referees are. So both sides were being fed. The teams wanted those mistakes highlighted. But in the same breath, the NBA knew that 97% of the time, at the very least, the refs are getting calls right. So you wanted to highlight how brilliant the referees are.
I don't know about
while also
97%.
acknowledging mistakes because both sides are receiving fair and equitable treatment.
But
I
that's
wouldn't
not
say that
what
neither.
Maury's complaining about.
But what I'm saying is, but that's ultimately what is happening. Because in the end, human error, we all understand that comes along with anything. And I'm pointing to you in terms of favorably by saying your fixation on James Harden making shots. Essentially what you're saying, Max, is this. You know what the situation is.
Take it out of
you
their
know
hands.
what you up
Right.
against. You know what you got to deal with.
Exactly.
Handle it.
Exactly.
And that's what
By the
he
way,
has
another
to do.
Thank
boxing
you.
metaphor.
And that's what this is. And to me, this is what that is about.
Another boxing
Great point,
analogy.
Stephen A.
If you are worried about the officials, knock the dude out. Then you don't have to worry about the scorecards. If Harden's worried about calls, hit the shot. Then you don't have to worry about the calls. But this is not what Daryl Morey is referring to. What Daryl Morey and the Rockets are complaining about is when they analyze calls in last year's conference final.
Listen, man. What Daryl Morey is basically trying to do is that this isn't about fairness. This is about an edge. And what the Houston Rockets are trying to do, just like any team probably would, is to gain an edge. This is what the Houston Rockets are trying to do, basically. But if you're going to do it through that kind of way and trying to say that the Warriors are the new, New England Patriots with the whole Spygate thing in terms of the referees and got them in their back pocket, and you're going to rely on that in terms of the entire series, and you don't take care of business in detail, and detail you need to focus on, I don't want to hear that James Harden is a better scorer than Kobe. That's just laughable to me. Idiotic fans who disrespect Kobe, it's ridiculous, honestly. And I don't want to hear that Harden is the MVP over Giannis Antetokounmpo. Listen, I've already said both players are overrated, but Giannis, to me, has done things this year that not even James Harden hasn't, even though James Harden has done things that Giannis hasn't, okay? In terms of the MVP, again, it varies by opinion. I'm just saying, in my opinion, there's things that Giannis has done that you have to really take in consideration and take in value that, to me, why I would put him over James Harden as the MVP.
What they found is the totality of the calls that there was an admission of getting it wrong.
They were mission
favored
fixated.
the Golden State Warriors. In other words, the general sense
I
is,
got it.
well, it's going to even out. And what the Rockets are saying is, it's not evening out.
Let me give you this last comment. That part is weak.
Thank
and
you.
Let me tell you why I have a problem with that on a part.
What was the point of that?
I don't want to hear that now. Now, if you said
Exactly. Why? You see? What's the point of this now? Like, you bringing up 2018 last year, and I've heard tapes of 2016 and got receipts about Steve Kerr getting fined and criticizing the refs for, unfair calls. This is all about to gain an edge. So what Stephen A is saying is exactly, he's on point. We don't need to, why are we hearing this now? Like, it doesn't matter about that. Just bring your A game, ball out, and play ball. Their job is to more so criticize in terms of how the games went in terms of their analysis, even though they're not really that good at it. But still, their job is to analyze the game, and their job is to kind of go off. But, you guys on the court, you control what happens on the court. Go out and play.
that once the season began,
Mm-hmm.
after you had reached out to the league and got this information, and we heard this in October or November.
They bring
or
this up a
December,
year
that's
later.
different. You're going to pick it up now when you're getting ready to go up against the Golden State Warriors, and you're going to tell us that may have cost you a championship last year. I don't want to hear that now. Handle your business now.
Thank you.
Daryl Morey, Houston, I respect the hell out of them. I really do. But I want ball taking place. I don't want griping. That's our job. Y'all go out there and
Reverend
play.
Stephen A.
I wanna hear
preaching.
from them.
I think it's
Facts.
smart for Daryl Morey to complain. I think he may have a point, but I'm annoyed by it. It's smart to complain. But we
Not
agree
right
about
now.
this.
Not right now.
The Rockets are not interested in fairness. They're looking for an edge.
Isn't that what I said?
The edge is going the other way.
And I want
now
that
they
edge
want
on the
fairness.
court.
If the edge was going their way, they
I
wouldn't
want
say.
Thank you. Bring that edge on the court. Make these referees make the calls by you being aggressive. Bring that aggressiveness and edge on the damn basketball court.
Edge on the court. Handle your business on the court. Don't look to us in the media and referees. Handle your business.
James Harden,
Handle.
Thank you. Exactly. So once again, this is your boy Lewis back with another one. Let me know what you guys think. I'm about to make another video very shortly. As always, bless up. One love. Peace. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.